Now, I'm Casey with the Hill Financial Group of Money Matters podcast. Just me this week, so looking forward to talking to you about should I pay off my mortgage before I retire? That is kind of the big question we get pretty consistently, I would say, from a lot of our clients that we sit down with, and a lot of times that's kind of their main goal is getting that question answered. And a lot of people are like, they're already like, I am going to do that. And so sometimes, depending on what's going on, we're potentially talking you out of that. It really depends on a number of things. And so we're going to get into some of that and kind of figuring out the goods and the bads and what kind of the risk reward of kind of doing that as well. So jumping off here, so benefits of paying off your mortgage before you retire. Obviously, you're lowering your monthly expenses, cutting out the biggest part of your budget for most people. So that gives you a lot of flexibility with your income when you factor in what you're going to get from Social Security, what you have in your retirement savings, a little bit more flexibility to go on maybe bigger trips because you have that expense paid off. You've got peace of mind knowing that there's one less bill. Like there's hopefully at that point, if you have no debt, if you're paying off your mortgage, you guaranteed a return, saving on your interest, and you're not paying any interest now because that debts have been eliminated. And then just kind of the emotional freeing. I know that this is if we've got some Dave Ramsey fans out there. This is a big thing of Dave of paying that mortgage off and getting completely 100% debt free. And so those are absolutely, I think, goals and things that we should look at. We should definitely strive for. But there's certain situations where either it just may not be financially prudent with what you have. If we're needing to pay off a huge chunk from your retirement savings to pay that off, that may not be the best course of action. Because now we've got a lot less, in the market growing. And so there's just a number of factors that kind of go into figuring that out. Some reasons to maybe not rush to do that would be, what if you have a really low mortgage rate, which I know there's probably a lot of us out there that, have, refinanced back in, 2021, 22, 23, during, COVID and mortgage rates were, basically rock bottom as far as the rate goes. We've got people out there with, sub 3% mortgage rates, anything sub 4. It's probably, in my opinion, not going to be the best thing for your money to pay off something with such a low interest on it. You could make more money in the market, most likely, potentially. I should caveat that potentially, depending on how you're invested. In the market, you could make a better return on that money in the market. But the tax deduction, you have less. That tax deduction that you get for the interest that you paid. Those are some reasons you might not want to rush, because if you've paid it off, you no longer have that. There's less liquidity. So, like I said, you've tied up that cash in your home, and now that money's not in the market. And then if you're behind on retirement savings, it may be better to invest, that money that you're paying extra payments towards the mortgage versus putting that in the market. These are just some of the things that we do to run the analysis and figure out what's best to do here, and what gives us the best outcome. We have the software and the ability to run those numbers and give you good, financial advice to see what's going to be in your best interest and for the long term. not just an immediate kind of that gratification of getting that paid off and having that taken care of. It really depends on your situation, and so we work with our clients to figure out, even though that may be a stated goal coming into the conversation, it may not be long-term in their best for their assets. So other things, important questions that we've got here. Will paying it off leave you cash poor? Kind of alluded to that, in my previous kind of answer there, but if you have less to invest and you are basically relying just on Social Security to pay for your expenses in retirement, and you don't have a lot invested in retirement or other non-retirement accounts, you could just be really relying on that fixed income, which may not be the most prudent way to kind of live. You may have less freedom by living on that fixed income versus having more. So is the decision more emotional or financial for you? So there could be some emotional reasons that you just want that feeling of relief of being completely debt free versus it being financially making sense. So there's some give and take there, I would say, and we just try to work with you to figure out what your number one is, and we'll focus on making sure that you're able to achieve that and still live the retirement lifestyle that you want. Last few things here I think that I've got is there really is no right or wrong answer here. I think from my standpoint and where I sit most of the time, it's just about the numbers and logic and find what makes the most financial sense versus like I said, the emotional side of things. But again, it's your money, it's your life. You're the owner, and we're just trying to help you steward and give you the answers and the recommendations of what we think makes the most sense for you. But at the end of the day, the decision is yours. So I think these are really kind of what I have on. Is it best to pay off your mortgage or not in retirement? And so there's a couple of books that you might want to take a look at. Obviously, Dave Ramsey's his Baby Steps. Others that are out there certainly are good as well. But yeah, thank you for listening to Money Matters with Hill Financial Group. I'm Casey Harding, and we'll talk to you next week.